Hi, my name is Michelle Minot. Welcome to Biz and Breakfast with Michelle. The next 45 minutes can seriously change your life. I'm going to show you how to make strong financial decisions that can impact your future and change it for the better. Hello and welcome to Biz and Breakfast with Michelle. I'm your host, Michelle Minot, and on our show, we like to talk to business professionals and professionals within the finance industry. And we have a great show for you today. Two inspiring people that are going to get you excited. Our first guest is Richmond Bonsu, and he comes to us from Afro Entertainment. Our second guest is Tamika Jackson, and she's also known as Coach T, and she is a professional organizer and certified life coach. So without further ado, let's welcome our first guest, Richmond Bonsu. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you for having me here at GOlive.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for being with us. And for those of you who may know, Richmond and I go way back. Richmond and I have been involved in a lot of community initiatives and helped to spearhead some great work like the STEM Parent Conference and Youth Taking Flight and a lot of other things that we've done together.
Yes, very amazing things.
That's right. And so I'm going to just do your little intro for anybody that doesn't know who you are, but they should by now. Okay, so Richmond Bonsu is the owner and operator and founder of Afro Entertainment, a special events planning and management company that has positioned itself as a leading producer of live events from around the world, showcasing the world of African entertainment to Canadian audiences. With over 15 years of both commercial and charitable initiatives, Richmond has become a major force in Toronto, successfully executing several hugely popular city events, including Ghana Fest, Afrobana, African Music Week, and the hugely popular all-white Canada Day affair. Okay, so
Wow.
I know, wow, right? Yeah, you're saying wow
You're
to
making me
yourself.
sound so amazing. Thank you very much for the wonderful intro.
Oh, you're so welcome. So Richmond, tell us more about you.
Well, I can say I was born in Ghana, West Africa. I came to Canada in 1996 with my family. My dad was already here, and we came to join him, myself and my sister. And it was actually an amazing experience coming from the continent. And myself, I was raised from the Ashanti region of Ghana. So I'm very proud African. The pride, and as you see even in the regal outfit that I have on today, where the kente fabric represents the royalness of our Ashanti kingdom. I'm a father, I'm an entertainer, I'm a professional master of ceremonies, I'm a special events manager and within the African Caribbean landscape in promoting African culture and mainly maintaining our arts and culture, making people feel our way of life, our food, our everything that we do, and actually bringing the business aspect to entertainment. So I work with artists, I work with producers, I work with different facets of the entertainment industry. So yeah, thank you for having me here.
And how long have you been in the entertainment industry?
Well, I can say all my life because I started loving entertainment from a very young age. By the time I was 9 or 10, I was involved in dance groups. I was involved with actually singing, rapping, doing a little bit of talent shows, even in Ghana before I came over here. But professionally, I can say as engaging in the Canadian arts and culture landscape, it's been about 15 years so far
So that was my next question. I was going to say, like, you're always around entertainment. Have you ever dabbled in some sort of singing career or something yourself? So tell us a little bit about that. I think you're glossing over it.
Honestly, just to touch base on that, when I first came to Canada in 1996, going to high school, the culture shock, and trying to let people embrace myself as an African, there was a little bit of difficulty for people to accept me. So I started now going out, enjoying the entertainment scene, and I realized that there was a lack of African talents here. So 4 friends of mine, we were in high school from grade 9, we decided to form a group. So we saw that at that time hip hop was really evolving, and we wanted to tell our own story from our own African perspective as well. So we formed a group called Cold Squad, COLD, the Commandos of Lyrical Dominion.
Wow.
And my stage name at the time was not MC Afro, as I call myself now. It was at the time called Rectifier. And the reason being was that most of the time when my friends get into trouble, I'll be the one to rectify the situation.
That's so good.
Rectifier now mainstreaming. Yeah,
Wow.
that was me then. Yeah.
And so if we looked up the Cold Squad,
Honestly,
can we still find your
funny
music?
thing, what you're saying is there was someone called me the last time and they said they used to organize a Miss Ghana Canada pageant from 1998, 1999 into the early 2000s. We were the main acts coming to this program.
That's
And at the
amazing.
time, we didn't see the greatness or how much of a great opportunity of exposure it was for us in embracing ourselves, right?
Yes.
And they showed me the video and I couldn't believe it, but I'm
Wow.
yet to upload those on YouTube because, but definitely one day when the Afromentary come out, which is gonna be my documentary coming out, we'll definitely put that in there.
You know, I listened to some of the Cold Squad music and I really liked it. So kudos to you, you know, for dabbling into that, but maybe you should have taken it a little bit more seriously and turned it
Honestly.
into a career.
I honestly did. You'll be shocked. That took us out of the streets into focusing more into our craft. So
Wow.
most of my friends, they dabbled and dabbed into it, but I took a further step into it,
Yeah.
where naturally I decided to start a company called Afro Entertainment and let people experience the African culture.
That's excellent. That's like such a great story, you know? I told you, the audience is like very inspiring, but I think that that's an amazing story.
Thank you.
So you have worked with some great artists in the past. Can you give us some, like name drop a little bit?
Well, my very first concert, I guess I started off more working with disc jockeys and presenting our music through that. And eventually I decided that let's start bringing some of these artists from the continent over here. So there's a very famous group called Vision in Progress, VIP. They're from Ghana. Amazing. Shout out. I know Promsy left the group, but big up. That was my favorite guy in the group. And at the time, I connected with my partner, UAMG, Kofi Asari, another big promoter in our community. And we brought VIP. And it was an amazing show at the time. That was my very first one. And we moved on to high life music. For those that don't know what it's called, high life music, you can Google it. That's authentic Ghanaian music. And we brought an artist called Kwabna Kwabna. At the time, I've worked with artists like, at the time with other partners with Sarkodie. I've worked within my organization, Aim to Impact, with artists such as Stone Boy from Ghana, bringing him here. We actually, just last week, a week and a half ago, we brought Stone Boy. Well, a friend of mine brought Stone Boy, and we did the after party with Stone Boy as well, which was amazing. He's an Afro dancehall artist, working with many Caribbean artists as well. We've worked with Pat Thomas, one of the legendary Ghanaian high life artists as well. The list goes on and on. That's just a few that comes off the top of my head right now.
And you know, I'm glad you are talking about this because You were in the Afrobeats scene and promoting Afrobeats before it became such a huge phenomenon. It's like you had the vision for it beforehand. So how has the industry changed over time?
Well, at first, everybody was talking about it from African entertainment, African entertainment. And when I was starting, I was like, Afro entertainment.
That's
Everybody's
right.
like, bro, you don't have Afro. Why Afro? And I'm like, no, I want the Afrocentric feel. I want a fusion of the cultures. I want my brothers and sisters from the diaspora, my brothers and sisters from South America, my brothers and sisters from America itself would be able to dive and indulge in feeling the beauty of Africa. Because what we were seeing on TV about Africa was coming from a very negative perspective. And it was other people telling our stories and other people giving a platform that our music was never played in nightclubs, our music was never played in the malls, our music was never played anywhere. And to be honest, I give a big shout out to the Nollywood and the film industry. So our entertainment facet goes further than just music. It goes into fashion, it goes into arts, it goes into film. So film played a very big role to transforming and people seeing how Africa is. Because what we were seeing was usually from a charity perspective of Africa give a helping hand and here and there. So majority of our brothers and sisters from the diaspora connected to the motherland through the movies. That's what started the whole movement. And then eventually the music started. And now Afrobeats has taken over the world. It's everywhere. Yeah. It's phenomenal. Artists have like Ashake, artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid. Just last week, there was, up to now, there's been 6 African concerts in a matter of, let's say, 10 days. Wow. And all of them have been sold out. Just yesterday, there was Amarie and Uncle Waffles. You guys should go check her out. She's an amazing, amazing DJ. Came out to History, where it's a club owned by Drake. Apparently, I heard it was filled. Full house on a Thursday for Afrobeats. So Afrobeats has now even transformed into Amapiano. So you guys need to get with it and join the movement because it's an African invasion movement. Yeah.
That's right. I love your passion, you know, he's so passionate. And so going on to that, what do you think are some of your strengths?
I think my tenacity in being an MC, still being a promoter, being somebody that is very people's person. I think I can talk to anybody. I can connect with anybody. I have a business perspective to it where I connect the business aspect to bring in different brands to expose them through our culture and get our community to also be associated with that. I think that has been my main strength and my educational background as well. I thank you, my parents, for paying my school fees. You know, it actually plays a big role. So kids stay in school. You know.
That's right. And I think also one of your strengths that you're not mentioning is your ability to connect people.
Yes, I feel like even somebody's like, you should call yourself the Afro Plug.
That's
and I said, no, I have some friends who are bigger plugs, but I like connecting people together. I love fusing even people from all corners to just embrace our culture and support one another.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, we're going to talk to you about your community initiatives like African Music Week, Ghana Fest, and the amazing things you're doing in the community.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Don't go away. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional and reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Hi, and welcome back to Biz and Breakfast with Michelle. I'm joined by Richmond Bonsu of Afro Entertainment, and he was just about to tell us about his community involvement, which will blow your mind. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I wear many hats in all that I do with the community. As much as I love embracing the entertainment aspect, I also love my community so much that I've been working with organizations such as Afrofest in the past, which picked up our empowerment for us to create our own festival for the Ghanaian community. So we have a Ghanaian Festival of Arts and Culture. The shirt that I'm wearing is the logo for Ghana Fest, and I'm one of the people that helped create this amazing event, and it's been going on for the last 11 years. We just finished the last one on Caribana Sunday. It's each and every year this goes on in our community. I've been working with my other organization, Aim to Impact, which is simply our goal is to impact our global community through arts and culture. And we've been organizing African Music Week every year. During Caribana, I also personally organize Afrobana, which is on pause right now, but next year we'll be back bigger and better. I organize Ghana Independence every year. The celebrations go on every year. We also organize Canada's Day, all white celebrations, just to promote peace and stop violence in our community as well. So it's been a phenomenal opportunity being here to let the world know about African Music Week, which next year I need all of you to check it out with the Afrobeat Festival also coming down. And we also working with Afro Nation. I don't know if you know, it's one of the biggest festivals happening across the world right now, the biggest African festival. So we're looking forward to them. Afro Nation, bring it down to Toronto. We're ready for you.
And so how do you keep up with the trends going on? Like there's so much going on around you. Like how do you keep up?
Well, my network is very deep, and I also have media partners, Ghana Links, Ghanaian News. I also work with the Caribbean News as well, and also social media. I'm very, very, very influential on the social media platform, on my Instagram at Afro Entertainment, and all on YouTube. We also have a podcast on our own, so we're very interconnected where the news always comes to us.
That's excellent. Okay, so just give me an example of some of the work that you've done, past or present, that has really, you thought, really showcased your creativity.
Oh man, I'll say organizing African Music Week, and with my team. Shout out to Jules, shout out to Glenn, shout out to the whole team that we've been coming together. And these are people from the diaspora as well. The whole team is people from Antigua, Jamaica, Rayon, big up yourself, big up Chief Yinka from Nigeria. And we come together as a collective, and that event also has been something that it showed the fashion, it showed the arts, it showed the culture, it showed film. So that whole fusion of all the elements of entertainment that we try to showcase, that was one event that I know the biggest part of all my strengths came into that.
That's amazing. And so tell us, what's next for you?
Oh man, next is, right now, we have Ghana. Ghana is becoming a very popular destination spot for a lot of people. So we coordinated the first celebration of celebrating Canada's Day in Ghana this year in July. So I just came back from Ghana. That's why I look so, my chocolate and my melanin is glowing like that, you know. And Ghana is an amazing destination spot for those that want to visit Ghana each and every year. This December, we're planning group trips for people to go to Ghana. So if you want to visit Ghana this December, you know who to hit up.
I love that. And how do we get in touch with you personally?
Well, my number is 437-227-5605. You can call me directly on WhatsApp or direct on my line. I'll answer anytime. Or you can hit me up on Instagram at Afro Entertainment. Or you can email me at afroentconcept@gmail.com. And believe me, my team is there for you anytime.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Like, it's really been great. And I told you all you'd be so inspired because you have your hand in everything. And I don't know how you keep up, but you do so much. And, you know, I just want to say how much I appreciate you.
I just want to say thank you for having me on the BIZ Breakfast. And thank you, GOlive, for having me. I want to give a big shout out to my partner, Ghana House and Chatbout ENT. Visit national event venue, Black-owned center, support local business. You know, that's how we do.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Tamika Jackson.
More mortgaging. We do real estate financing and mortgages. We do purchases, refinances, first, second, and third mortgages, home equity loans, etc.
Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional and reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Hello and welcome back to Biz and Breakfast with Michelle. We're joined by also an amazing guest, Tamika Jackson, also lovingly known as Coach T. So Tamika is a professional organizer and certified life coach. Her vision of helping individuals to get organized came to life in 2009 when she launched Give It a Home Organizing Services. With an educational background in social work, Tamika is able to empathize with individuals from all walks of life, while demonstrating professionalism and compassion, teaching her clients how to organize their space, their time, and their minds. I love that. Welcome, Tamika.
Hello, Michelle. I'm so thrilled to be on with you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you. So I love that, teaching your clients to organize their space, their time, and their minds.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about you and how this all got started.
All right. My name is Tamika Jackson, also known as Coach T. People call me the organizing lady, the give it a home lady. I was born in Jamaica. I am the youngest of 3 siblings and the only girl. I grew up in Scarborough. I enjoy reading, learning, music, movies. I like to bake, and I really love to help people. Yeah. How I got started in organizing. Oh boy. Okay. So that was by accident, actually. When I back up to when I was in high school, I knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a criminal lawyer. I figured how best to help people and to get them off of charges and give them a second chance. That didn't work itself out. I decided, okay, I'm going to become a psychologist. I can talk them through their problems. Well, I did go to school for social work, and then after that, I realized that I not only wanted to help individuals with their social problems, but also their spaces. Because every time I went somewhere, I would be fixing things. Yeah, why is this out of place? And I'll be straightening up things, right? People said to me, why are you doing that? I just did it because I liked it. So I enrolled myself in interior decorating. While in that program, I realized that I didn't. I said to the teacher one day, "What do I do with all this stuff in the basement, the garage, and in the other rooms?" He said, "Just hide it or put it somewhere." That didn't sit very well with me. Right. So I realized I didn't want to decorate spaces. I wanted to organize them. So nice. I kind of left that program. Then I started university to complete my bachelor's of social work. However, in my second year, I was homeless. I wasn't able to complete my second year due to the curfew of the shelter. And then about 5 months after leaving the shelter, I was sitting at home thinking, what do I do with myself? I didn't finish my second year, and I wasn't an interior decorator. Yeah. I turned the TV on, and Oprah was on. Yeah. I have never really cared to watch Oprah. Like, I know about her, I'm happy for all the things that she's done, but yes. I just didn't watch talk shows, right? So I decided, okay, let me watch Oprah this day. And while I sat there, I heard her talking about people who like to organize mess. So I was like, oh, let me keep watching, yeah. And then I was watching it, and I was watching the show, and I was so excited, thinking, oh my gosh, there are people out there just like me that like to organize mess. I
found my calling.
Yes, yes, yes. So I finished watching the show, and I was sitting down thinking, how can I start this thing? Because yes. I was listening to all the people talking, and they're explaining how they started. Some just started doing it. Some went to school. Some just was doing family and friends, and it became a career. And I thought to myself, well, how can I get this started for myself? So I enrolled myself in a business course and then launched Give It a Home Organizing Service in 2009.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's an inspiring story. I mean, do you mind me asking, how did the homelessness come about, and how were you able, so this business pretty much took you out of that time in your life?
I wouldn't say it took me out. I left the shelter, yes. and I was in my own place when I watched the show. Okay. I was living in Markham at the time. I moved to Scarborough in this condo, and I was hoping to buy it.
Yes.
Fortunately, the person decided that they were not going to relocate. They wanted their place back. I had to move. I was like an emergency move. So I moved to put my stuff in storage because at the time I had a friend that had passed away, and I had to leave the country for the funeral. So I went away to do that. When I came back, I was looking for a place, didn't find one in time, and then I was told to go in the shelter, and that's how I ended up in the shelter.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't. No, it's such an inspiring story.
Thank you.
It's really awesome. And so tell me, I know that there are reasons why some people are very organized and some people aren't. What are some of those reasons in your opinion?
I believe some people are just born that way.
Okay.
Yeah, some people are just born organized. I think I was born organized.
Okay.
Some people, they have a desire to be organized, and so they learn.
Okay.
And then you have some people who are just disciplined. It gives them structure in their day, and without it, they're just not productive.
I understand.
Yeah, so I think you're born that way, you learn it, or you're just disciplined.
And so can major life events impact your organizational skills?
Absolutely. Giving birth to children can take one out of their
That's
regular
really
routine.
true.
Yeah. Even death can cause one to become isolated, want to be alone, depressed, and then they don't do their routine. They're no
That's
longer, they
right.
don't care how their home looks, how their space looks, their office looks, their car looks. They just want time alone, and that can fall out of order. Yes.
That's so true. And I like the fact that you consider sometimes your clients more holistically, in that you can even offer spiritual services
Yes.
for those clients that choose that service.
Absolutely.
So give me an example of that.
Well, spiritual organization is a program that was given to me by the Lord. I was asked to speak at a conference in 2015, and I didn't have anything to say, and I went to bed and woke up with 16 pages of notes downloaded from the Lord on spiritual organization. And what it is, God showed me that just how the same way we accumulate clutter physically, we also accumulate clutter spiritually.
Yes.
Now, spiritual organization is based on the principles of the Bible. So things that we would pursue that are fleshly, carnal, would be considered clutter. Things that God tells us to do for the Spirit, that would be getting ourselves organized. So that's how that came along. God gave me that program, and I don't tamper with it.
That's awesome. I love that. I really do. And so if I were to hire you to organize my space and my time, which I need a lot of, how would that look? Like, what would be your first steps with me?
Well, Michelle, organization starts in the mind. People think you could hire someone and could just go in and move everything around, but that's not long lasting, because then the space will go back to, as they say, square one, right? But first, we would have a conversation. Why do you want to get organized? Is it you? Is it your spouse? Is it your kids? Did you see a nice picture and you want your house to look that way?
Right.
So I want to figure out, do you want to get organized?
Right.
And then from there, what's your vision and your goal of the space? And in addition to that, I would do some assessments to figure out like your habits, your lifestyle, different things, just because, for example, let's say you're a visual learner. I'm going to organize your space in a way that's going to be conducive to that style of organizing. Versus somebody else who's not a visual learner, they don't want to see things on their wall or clear bins, stuff like that.
And how does a person's beliefs and thought patterns impact their organizational skills?
Well, if one believes that organization is important, they're going to act upon it.
I understand.
You know the saying they say, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Right.
If you have that mentality, that belief, you're not going to work towards
That's right.
fixing something, right? So one's belief definitely does play a role in what they project and what they manifest.
And when you get a new client, how do you promote self-awareness? How do you help them to kind of see where they're going wrong and steer them?
Michelle, questions.
Okay.
Yes, hard, honest, self-reflective questions, because they have to get real with themselves.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to set yourself free is to get real with yourself, and
That's
asking
right.
questions, hard questions, is what's going to allow you to really dig deep and get honest and reveal those things that are hidden that you may not
That's
want
right.
to have revealed. Also, there's activities and exercises that one can do. So there's role playing. I love vision boards, getting people to get out what's in their mind onto
Right.
something, so they can look at it and be like, wow,
That's
I can
right.
be that, I can have that.
That's
and
right.
other activities as well.
Okay, and so we only have a few seconds left, so how do you promote someone to stay motivated, and tell us how we can get in touch with you? So once you've finished, how do they stay motivated?
There's some individuals who are just naturally organized. They don't need motivation. Others, I do check-ins. I do, I do reminder calls or I do check-in calls, and also remind them of their goals, right? And positive affirmations, reminding them, hey, you can do it, right? Stuff like that. One can contact me. You can visit my website, coacht.ca. There you can message me. You'll find my phone number, my email, as well as all the links to my socials.
Okay, so it's coacht.ca.
Yes,
Coacht.ca. Remember that, everybody. And thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you for having me, Michelle.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.